Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to SF1 GP1 Sunday night. We are here back at Singapore after GP2 tried their best to counteract the immense incidences that were happening. We've had a lot of safety cars on Friday, so will GP1 be the same? We had an amazing 5-lap shootout towards the end of the race. This is a long race, 31 laps at the Marina Bay circuit. The heat and fatigue on some of these drivers might come into play. These guys are very quick. They're very professional. I am joined by Neon and I'm joined by Raph. Guys, thank you so much for helping me out this evening. It is a long race, so I don't blow up my voice like you guys always laugh about. How are you guys doing this evening?
Awful. I've got to sit and watch.
Oh,
yeah,
boy.
it sucks to sit back, but I do like it. It's good to learn, especially from the GP1 guys, a lot of their line and how they tackle every course. It sucks a little bit that that's the aftermath. Okay, I did this well, how did these guys do it? And then I won't be able to use that until the next time. But again, it's all the learning process also.
Well, you will gain a little bit of knowledge watching these guys. I will say that watching the Brazilian Grand Prix of the GP1 last week was probably the most insane, bizarre race I've ever covered before on my streaming career. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. These guys will have a light rain at the beginning of the race too, as I've gotten information. A couple of guys in Q2 have set their top time on a medium compound, and the other guys have set it on a soft compound. So different strategies playing out. We will see what happens in the race. Let's see. How about predictions for pole? We'll run around right through. Let's see what you guys say.
It's going to be a Red Bull. It's going to be close between Umpy and Anton, but hopefully he gets it as he's
there's
a
so
full-time
many
Red Bull driver.
competitors for pole.
You can't count out Harrison.
I do believe that Anthony
Harrison
or Umpel will be on that pole because they are fast. But Harrison's no slouch, Goat's no slouch, Enzo's no slouch.
Harrison actually
So
grabbed
who are you
pole last
supposed to
week
pick?
at the Brazilian Grand Prix at the last lap of qualifying. So he's right up there. You can't count him out. A lot of guys are actually on their flyer lap. We're gonna ride with our championship leader currently of the drivers' championship standings, Enzo, which has switched his name. He was Lewis. He is now TX3 Enzo. Not a bad name actually. Let's see how he gets on this evening. Looked like he was struggling just a bit in Q2. Yeah, I'm interested to see. Goat did really well to get himself into Q3 this evening. Pepsi got himself third dinner for a couple weeks now consecutively, has gotten himself into Q3. So that is really good on him. Addict's gotten himself. Anton, who was subbing in for the Red Bull this evening, as Clement was not able to make it. Neon will probably be super happy that Umpy and Anton are representing the Red Bulls this evening. And I have my fellow teammate Raph with me as well. So, Raph, you better be cheering on the Alpha team.
Of course, I always cheer on the Alphas. We're fast and we're doing pretty well in the constructor. What happens at the end of the season? I would like, as bad as it is, the Racing Point Tour Pepsi has had a lot of bad luck, and bad luck strikes again. Lost a little bit of his wing. If he can put it together, he could be up on pole as well. So
I'm gonna say, guys, do you see the time that Anton put in?
134.1.
134.1. Harrison goes at 35.4. So that's 1.3 seconds off.
But
that is
the third sector.
That is one heck of a lap. Umpy goes 35 flat, so still 9/10 off of the pole position. Anton has come to race this evening, ladies and gentlemen.
And not to call Harrison a sandbagger, but he'll do better. He'll improve. I know Harrison will improve.
Probably slapping in that banker lap just to make sure you're safe, see where your pace is at with the other drivers. Let's see what Goat does. Goat actually ran a little bit slower at a 37.4. How about Raisin? He is really quick. He was with us last season for a bit. He's come to finish out, I believe, as a reserve for this season. I know he is Umpy and Anton's pace. Let's see what kind of pace he gets on tonight.
One thing to be excited about is Antoine was the first car to set a lap as well, so the track wasn't actually as gripped up as it would be for the other drivers. And he's just gone 9 tenths quicker than Umpy, who was second to last. So.
Looks like Goat ran into some trouble. He's got no end plates and some bad wing damage, so looks like his time can definitely greatly improve, but if he can stick it.
There is a car. There was a Red Bull getting out of the way of Raisin. Got out of the way pretty cleanly, so there's no problem right there. Yeah, I really appreciate you guys. Just gonna throw a quick shout out to both of you guys for helping me, because this is a long race.
It's a long
If it was
race,
just me,
a lot of different packs, because like in GP2 there was different groups of us at different paces, and it was there's the lead group, there's the mid group, there's the other mid group, and there's the back group. How are you supposed to spectate 4 different groups of drivers going around when there's 3-way battles between all 3? It's just impossible.
I mean, I could be in any group and I still get no airtime on stream, so...
Yeah.
So Raisin sets a 34.9, so only the second driver into the 34s this evening, but still 8 tenths off of Anton's time. Neon, your team is looking really pretty this evening.
It's going to be good.
So Exterminator's yet to set a lap, and Pepsi's yet to set a lap as well. So everybody's pulled it into the pits. So we'll jump on board with Raisin's car. He's going to pull it into the pits this lap, but he is the only car out on track this evening right now.
One thing I'm rather disappointed about is
the Haas.
Is that I didn't get the first Red Bull win. Clement did, but
Clement's no slouch. He is a very quick driver, and he outright beat Anton in that race, which is a very hard task to do. Okay, let's make sure everything's set. I am echoing in somebody's TV or
it's probably
monitor.
mine.
Somebody,
my 8
turn your
pound
TV
headset.
down.
Oh no, it's generally coming through my earphones. My TV's all the way down.
Oh, okay.
My microphone is not actually a microphone. It's a headset from a campsite from a shop. Cost me £8.
Sometimes whatever works. So Sturm has come out. Pepsi's gonna leave it late, it seems. Goat is in the pits, and the only other Enzo is on his way out. So when these guys load up for their 5-minute break in between the qualification and the race, I will give you guys a rundown of the championship. We are not too far off at the end of the season, actually. I can't even remember, but we only have 8 rounds left. And next week is the Chinese Grand Prix, which will probably be a sigh of relief for a lot of guys who do not like the street circuits.
Oh, I'm loving it.
China is a very wide open track, so...
Fourth in Japan, second in Singapore. We're going for another good finish in the Asian circuit. Let's do it.
Just don't catch the coronavirus while you're at it.
Oh, the horrid jokes that have come from that.
So Enzo is on a flyer. He's actually gone out a little early. It's probably safer rather to go out a bit early. Let's see if he can improve on his 35.7.
For him. He's far ahead before everybody else did. Looks like Attic's
Enzo is on a flyer though.
Is starting his run. Hopefully Attic gets out of his way, or his pace will be enough. Oh, he'll get out of the way. Oh, nope, Stern backs out.
Yeah. So Enzo is the only one on a flyer right now. We'll stick on board with Enzo.
Anthony and the Umps going for a tow?
This isn't good. One of these guys have got to back off. Don't ruin all the hard work, guys. Come on.
I like how there's some teams that can work very well together just because, and other guys that are just so pacey that it's so hard to just be nice.
Gonna jump back on with Enzo before he finishes lap. Let's see if he can improve. Coming through sector 3 now, last couple corners to navigate. He'll cross the line looking relatively quick. I did not catch his sector times. Let's see if he's down or not. Definitely down. 34.8. Gets himself up to P2. Very quick time. Let's run through Exterminator. He's probably going to go for another one. So Dinner is next on a flyer.
Come on, Dinner. You're doing well. He's pushing.
Yeah, I'm so interested to see how long this rain is going to last in the beginning of the race. And if they have to start on inters.
Attic is starting his run. Same with Sturm.
In fact, let me give you an idea. Neon. If I can find it. I found it.
Harrison's about to start his lap. Getting ready for it and to overtake.
Humpy has just hit the wall, so I don't.
No damage.
No damage. Must be line.
Let's see if their Dinner improves. 35.4 for Dinner, so he's gotten himself into P5.
This is going
to be the last lap, so let's see who
I think that's
get pole position. Enzo's really cutting a lot of corners to try to make it across the line.
Enzo, I don't think Enzo's going for it. I think he's bowed out. I think the next one up is probably going to be Addict. And Sturm.
Yeah, the mini-map it's so nice and qualifying because I can actually see who's going to cross the line now before who else. So let's see if Attic can improve on his 35.6. Gets really close to that right-hand wall. Is going to cross the line at a 33, 34. Does a 35 flat, gets a P5. So we'll jump on Sturm. Let's see what Sturm can get in. Gets a 35.5, puts him in P8. Who will be next? The Red Bulls will be next. Humpy goes P3. Antoine's going to 33.9.
Hold on. Harrison's coming up, though. He's in Sector 3.
That's almost a second quicker than Enzo's time. Absolutely flying. Let's see what Harrison can do. He's low on fuel. He's going to cross the line. 34.6, gets P2. It's going to be back on. Let's see what Raisin can get into. I saw a Williams, I think. It wasn't a Williams. Maybe moving out of the way of Raisin's path.
Is Goat going to improve and come down over the line? How did Tor do? Tor didn't improve much. Goat improves quite a bit.
P5. Let's see what Raisin follows through. Goes
Get
P2, 34.3.
Not to bias.
One last guy, Dinner, and he's going to bow out. So Antoine grabs the pole position for the Singapore Grand Prix, followed by Raisin and Harrison. Really solid job to get himself up there, right ahead of his competition for the Drivers' Championship, Enzo, in P4. That was a good qualifying session. We'll give you guys a rundown of the order, and then we'll load up. So Antoine grabs pole position, followed by Raisin in P2, Harrison P3, Enzo is in P4, Humpy crosses the line P5, Brother Goat, solid job in P6, Attic P7, Third Dinner, solid P8, Terminator makes it into P9, and Pepsi into P10 for this race. Now, let's get on to the exciting part of this evening. We have the race. And oh man, it's going to be interesting. So when we get through, I will load up the championship standings, which I have right in front of me. All right. Let's see what kind of rain this is. I want to look at the race director first when we load in.
Oh, that's
inters.
It's
got to be inters.
That's inters. Yeah, that's a lot of rain.
Man. Everybody is on the inters. So here we go. 18 drivers. GP1 Singapore Grand Prix. On the inters to start the race, or the beginning of the race, I will give you guys the rundown of the championship standings so far. So Lewis, who is now dubbed as Enzo, continues to lead the championship at 317 points, and his nearest competition, Harrison, is in P2 with 265 points, followed by Attic, who's at 208 points. Daguerreo's in fourth with 179 points. Dinner is doing really solid this year. P5 with 144 points, followed by Stig with 118 points. Clement, who is not here tonight, that is Anton's reserve. He is on 112 points in P7. Goat is in P8 with 101 points. Robbie, your Robbie, is in P9 with 97 points. And to round out the top 10, Tiora Pepsi is right there with 96 points. So you can kind of see a battle of the top, I would say, 4, and then you go down to the mid-pack. It's really close. All right. So, predictions for the race. Let's go through them. Do you think they'll get through the first lap without a safety car? That's the first one I want to get out of the way.
No.
I think they'll take it easy in the wet. I think I would like to be optimistic to say they will make it through lap 1 without a safety car. Although, after that point is a whole other story. I have no clue at that point.
Yeah. All right, so after it dries up, actually before it dries up, do you think some of these guys are going to struggle in the rain? Because I feel a lot of these guys probably selected more of a dry setup than they would have a hybrid or a wet race setup. Because it's not supposed to rain long. I think it's only supposed to be 10 minutes tops. So it might be between lap 5 to 10 that they're going to pit for dries. And the rest of the race is going to be clear.
Between setups, I would imagine some of these guys are already running a fairly low tire pressure to give them good traction in the wet any. And since it is typically such a hot track, probably a lower diff setting to keep the tires maintained. So honestly, they might be able to hybrid this one and just kind of scoot their way through on the wets. And then finally, when they get to those mediums or softs, they can just punch it.
It's a long lap in Singapore. It's usually an average of 1 minute and 36 seconds in the dry. I think the rain is about a 153 to 155, depending on how quick you are. I'd probably be in the 2-minute section, to be honest.
Well, considering full race pace with the amount of fuel that they're going to have, yeah, that's going to be like a 1 minute 50 per lap.
Yeah, slow. Let's see how these guys get on, controlling the car. Heavy on fuel. Tires are going to be cold as cold can be. Track is going to be cold, and there's 18 guys going to head into turn 1. You guys picked a really good race to commentate on.
I think
These guys have had so much rain this season.
I think the most
Go ahead, Neon.
important.
Sorry.
I think the most important time of this race is going to be the formation lap, making sure the brakes and tyres are at optimum temperature, so you don't go into turn 1 and end up collecting someone.
And they've already had so many wet races, and these guys should probably know this by now. Honestly, I would say, if you just not used to the wet, but these guys have had a wet race almost every other race, or 3 or 4 back-to-back, so these guys are used to it by now, or you'd hope they would be.
Yeah, this is definitely going to be dubbed GP1 wet season. Staying for a while. Carlos, it's only supposed to stay for about 10 minutes tops. So we'll see. Looks like Terminator has readied up. Dolshank is readied up. Enzo has readied up. These guys should be ready to go for the longest race, especially with the rain here. It's going to extend this race. We're in for a long race, guys. Get ready. Let's hope some of these guys are sitting steady, ready to go. They got their setups ready and selected. Just waiting on Umpy. There we go. Formation lap is a go at the Singapore Grand Prix, and I am glad for once I'm in the commentate booth and not on track, given the looks like Umpy just gets going now, so everybody is setting off. Okay. Everybody is a go.
Addict's taking a nice.
So Anton
go
is going
at
to
it.
lead them all into turn 1. Raisin follow there right into turn 1 is going to be P2. Harrison's P3. And there's a McLaren of Rudder Goat smacking the wall on the formation lap. Let's hope he did not collect any damage. He's going to spin the car around. And he got DQ'd, I think, from...
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
back
he
at
did.
the start line.
So his tires are going to be stone cold. And they're gonna be it's good. He's definitely gonna have to maintain the car in the first couple of corners. No temperature at all.
Got a Red Bull flowing through the pack as he's having Umple is having a hard time.
Dolshank doesn't have a sector time for some reason. It's right on through. This is also one of the longest formation laps as well. I wonder if he is struggling a bit in the rain.
Oh, I think a lot of these guys are struggling.
As you know, one of our drivers in the Alpha should be basking in this glory because he absolutely loves the rain, and that is Stig. Let's see how he gets on this evening.
Well, the wet's always nice. Everyone can come down to our pace, nice and slow.
For once, you guys can actually say that you're going to put in a couple of laps that are faster than the GP1 guys.
Simulation Formula I team.
Yeah. You say that. Oh, that's wet time. This is faster than this. It doesn't matter to them. They're like wet. Speed.
So Anton pulls up to the line. There's Goat's stranded. McLaren sitting on the line, ready to go. Raisin pulls into the inner grid. Everybody's pulling up. There's quite a gap between some of these guys. Let's ride on through and live and see what he's... Okay, so he's just about ready to pull up on the last corner.
Yeah.
And we will get ready to go racing. And get ready, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be intense, especially for the first lap. If you guys catch anything, make sure to clip it if it is deemed necessary. 18 drivers start this race this evening. Give me a better camera angle than that. Okay,
let's go.
Camera angle. Waiting for Umpy has left the session. He's locked. Maybe he can get him back in. 5 red lights are out, and we are go for the Singapore Grand Prix. Ferrari pulls to the inside. Looks like Anton gets a really good start. The Renault of Raisin gets a good start. Looks like Harrison's going to give a squeeze to Enzo his championship battle. Looks like he's going to maintain P3 as they go for the first corner. It looks like everybody's pretty squeaky clean through the first corner. A little bit of yellows, but that might be local yellows. The guys in the back, a little touch. Oh, we do have a racing point that might have gotten spun out. Look at Raisin now working on the back of Anton. Not close enough to make a move, though.
There's a pass in the wall.
Is that Daigero? Or is that Enzo?
It's Daigero on the back. Just passed by crossing. So we've got
Doesn't look like there's no
already
windows,
needed.
Right,
no safety car.
Or even a virtual safety car for that matter.
Spear, Cookie, and Dolshank
right there laughing. Rounding out
makes
to this corner. Oh, Stig gets really wide. Oof. I think that was either Stig or that was Addix. Addix really struggling with the car right now. It was a good save not to collect the racing point.
Oh, that's Addix.
These guys are so close.
Third dinner's right in behind him as well.
Anton maintains the lead so far through this race, halfway through the first lap. Everybody maintains their positions. You have Anton there, you have Raisin in P2, Harrison P3, Enzo is in P4. I think it's going to be a battle between those 4 this evening. And Goat has Exterminator right behind him. Going underneath the overpass section. There's a couple people call it the tunnel section. I wonder how much rain would actually dictate through that tunnel.
Terminator takes Goat just before the end of the first lap. Light little bit of...
First lap is done. Robbie gets a drive-through for a jump start. I just saw. Did not see that.
Yes, there was 3 jump starts at the beginning. That was Rashi, I believe Robbie, and somebody else.
Let's get the delta up for you, ladies and gentlemen. Don't need that. Do need the tire
Andrew
situation
J.S. Thomas also.
and the jet. So a couple guys getting caught out. Goat is right behind Sturm. Looks like Sturm has gotten around Goat. Raisin is not too far behind the leader right now of Antoine.
Looks like Andrew served his. Same with Rashi for their drive-through for jump start. Robbie still needs to do his.
One of you two send up your invite because my invite's not working.
Yeah, Raph, can you send Umpy an invite? If not, I will do it. I'm just trying not to... Oh, Robbie got into the wall a bit and is let stick through. Not sure. Wonder if Robbie's struggling a bit. Does he have damage on that car? Okay, I was making sure somebody was not AI. My apologies, ladies and gentlemen.
Invite sent.
Okay. I'll give him one too. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I'll be right back. Just got to jump down to his name. There we go. Sorry for that. Looks like we have a sector 2 and 3 yellow. Not sure who that's for. It is Sphere Cookie. It looked like he's gone off a bit.
Nope,
Daigero might have been
Sphere.
in that mess a bit. Umpy. Is he back in his car yet?
Pepsi's fighting with
Doing a
Addict.
reset of his Xbox by the looks of it.
So everybody in the top 3 still maintain. That rain has gotten a lot less, it looks like. Oh, okay, maybe not. But jumped on board with Enzo. It's really raining in Sector 1.
Pepsi's down into the pit. Guess they're getting a new wing. Robbie's into
So
the
this is
pit
going to
for
be
his.
interesting. So Pepsi's in the pits. Umpy is up. Okay, good. That wasn't his car that dove it into the pits. So these guys have maintained a bit of a couple of contact points in the first lap or two. So far it's been relatively clean.
I'm very curious to see the deployment of a safety car in the wet, because we've had lots of people clip walls, touch each other, spin out, what have you, but no DNFs. I wonder if that's the deciding factor or not.
Or a stationary car for maybe a VSR, that would be possible. But most people kind of kept it going. These two, I think, are going to have the monumental battle come the end of the race, to be honest. These two know each other very well, Raisin and Anton, and I've been told they don't like each other very much, but they will respect each other on track. So it is going to be quite interesting, and see if they actually get into it a little bit. Harrison might be able to pull it up as he's starting to bridge the gap between him and Enzo just behind him. I think Harrison and Enzo are going to have a outstanding last couple of rounds to fight for the championship. I'm keeping my eye on these two. I think it's going to come down to the last race in the United States Grand Prix. I've told Carlos that. I think it's going to happen.
That would be exciting.
I really do think it's going to happen because Harrison has been on one heck of a campaign as the last couple of races. He's been banging podiums. Even if he's had a recovery race, he's been able to get himself back up to P5, P4s. We do have Sphere Cookie working on Daigero as well right now. He's left the session. Hopefully he can get himself back into the car. Rain's still coming down pretty hard in this race. I would have expected by now that it would have stopped. I could be wrong. In fact, I am wrong. Monaco, yeah, Carlos mentioned to me yesterday was that Monaco, we still have the Monaco Grand Prix in a couple weeks' time, and that is going to be a monumental factor as to what happens in these championships. Not just GP1, but GP2 as well. And look at that, ladies and gentlemen, the rain is starting to subside.
the line won't be nice enough for a little while. It's very long tracks, and to have all 3 sectors good to go is still going to be a bit.
I'm riding on board. Let's run with Pepsi and working on third dinner here as well. Give these guys some TV screen time. I was riding with Daigero and Sphere Cookie for a bit. Those two are the closest guys on track. Looks like dinner gets a little wide. Pepsi's going to go for an inside look. I can't see. I will say sometimes the broadcasters cam in Singapore is absolutely trash.
Or was that a team move?
It could have been given down by the likes of SF1 Senna or Marcus as we know him, the famous Marcus. Looks like it is. Exterminator gets a 3-second for multiple warnings. Let's jump through. Let's run through. Still drizzling just.
Is bridging the gap to Raisin. Only a couple of tenths a lap, but that could be good come dry tyres.
Let's see if Company is still ghosting. I'm gonna send him one more invite, ladies and gentlemen. Just give me 1 second.
Oh, third dinner gets a 3-second time penalty. Sector 1 yellows, is that one okay for Possum?
Third dinner's around. Livid's around as well.
Possum's lost his wing and he's just started the lap. He's going to have a rough lap to go through.
Phantom's here rooting on Brother Goat. Goat is doing really well. He does have Dulshank right behind him though. So this is going to be a good battle here. I believe the rain has completely stopped. So lap 5, I wonder if they'll go till about lap 7, maybe. It might dry up beforehand.
Looks like some of these guys are getting a little bit squirrely, so they might jump sooner rather than later, but who knows.
By now you should be able to slap on the hards and give it a go to the end of the race. This guy's really attacking the curbs right now. Let's see if Dulshank, no DRS yet. That's usually your indication that when you can slap on the dries and have a go. It has not been activated as of yet.
Any of the rear runners are trying to move up in a strategy to jump onto the tires first. I'm waiting to see if Rashi of the next pack might do that, but it still looks pretty wet. Oh, he's not going for it. Neither is Thomas.
Right on board with Dulshank. He's going to make a move. He's going to go to the inside. Brother Goat, side by side. Usually the outside has a better run. Let's see if Goat holds the line. He's going to have the line into this next corner, so he's going to maintain. Andrew gets a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. As I was saying on Friday, track exceeding limits are here. They do catch people out, as Robbie gets himself one as well. And I think, Raft, you noticed that as well. Whoa, Brother Goat gets really loose right in front of Dulshank. That's allowed Dulshank to pull up right behind his gearbox. Livid gets a 5-second for speeding in the pit lane.
He had no wing. He probably had no downforce to brake.
That's what I'm saying. These track penalties are coming in fast and pretty quickly.
I didn't seem to have an issue with the track limits, but that was also in the dries compared to the wet. But I don't run the curbs as much, I guess. I guess that was my fatal flaw. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah, the wet will probably offer you a different kind of line to take around here. The Goat is kind of struggling on it. I think it's starting. There's still a lot of spray, though. I wonder if this is going to be the same case as it was last week in Brazil, where half of the race was raining and then it quit raining, but the rest of the race was prime for the inters because the track never dried out.
It's a city circuit, so how much drainage do you think there's going to be? It's not a racetrack, right? So, like, it's hard to say.
Dulshank on the inside of Brother Goat. Looks like he might have this.
Oh, it's
the inside Goat.
drying up.
Brother Goat following Dulshank's tail as Dulshank has gotten around Brother Goat, so that is Dulshank up to P6. The McLaren driver, Goat, is in P7 right
Looks like
behind.
Daiguerre goes into the pits. Daiguerre's first onto the mediums by the looks of it.
Sector 3 yellows, not sure who that's for. Looks like it was a Ferrari. Would that be you or Robbie? Possum has stuck on mediums. Daiguerre stuck on the mediums. Will this be the turning point in the race for these guys to slap on the dry compound?
Possum's having a very hard time with it, but
It's right down with him. Daiguerre just comes out now.
Yeah, it looks like he's
Possum
taking it
is,
pretty slow.
He's ghosting. Wonder if he is in the lobby. Let's ride with Daiguerre now that he's on the medium compound. Let's see if these tires are ready. It gets back end pretty squirrely. He does have a fast Red Bull coming behind him. It is Umpy. Umpy is back in his car.
Looks like Robbie's into the pit. He's got a new wing. He's going for the mediums as well.
Whoa, Daiguerre slides off the track and almost collects the wall. I think it's a little too early for the mediums, guys.
It might be.
Robbie has just made the mistake. He's dove for the mediums as well. I think it's a little too early. Maybe 1 or 2 more laps and they will be alive. But right now it's not. As Anton, as you can tell, he's setting quicker and quicker laps still on the inters.
Sphere Cookie's on the back of Stig.
Robbie has come out with the mediums. Yeah, the leaders haven't yet to pit, so I think it's just too early. Maybe a caution call for, try to get a little bit more pace on the guys ahead of them, but it's just too early. Sphere Cookie is still running. Oh no, Sphere Cookie is catching the back of Stig.
This might be one of the last laps. It looks fairly dry from Anthony's point of view. A little bit of spray, but it's looking pretty good.
Let's ride with Sphere Cookie as he gets on back. There is still a bit of spray coming off of Stig, the Alpha right ahead of Sphere Cookie. But you can see it's spotty. It's not as heavy as it used to be. Sphere Cookie has gotten a better run out of this corner. Is he going to go for an inside look on Stig? He is. Stig's going to try to hold the inside line for the next corner. But it looks like Cookie's going to have the pace here and get around also Stig for P9. Yeah, it's definitely going to be tries coming around this next lap. Let's see. Yeah, because Raisin's now 2.2 seconds off the leader. Harrison is 7.9 seconds. These two guys ahead of him have just carried on and just opened that gap. I wonder if the guys behind him are struggling a little bit.
Starting to pull away from Andrew. He is lapped down, but it looks like the tires are starting to come in a little bit stronger at this point. So maybe they'll make the change for the medium.
Stig has gotten himself a time penalty. Yes, the leaders are coming in this lap. As Anton pulls into the pits, Raisin's probably going to follow. He does. Harrison, let's see if he dives for the pits. Harrison is pulling into the pits. Will Enzo do the same? Exterminator is ghosting. I wonder what that's for. Oh, no, that's not Exterminator. That's Robbie. Let's see if Exterminator pulls it into the pits.
For the hard. Same with Raisin.
I think the hards will get you till the end of the race. Stern pulls into the pits. Will Dolshank do the same? He's going to do the same. Goat is pulling in the pits. Everybody's going to pull in the pits. It is going to be a very busy pit lane. So here we go.
The question is,
Static pulls in.
What is Stig going to do? They're going to double stack?
Yeah, interesting. Let's find out. Stig is going to pull into the pits here. Attic has just pulled to the pit box.
Same thing with
see if he's on his way out.
And Ratchy.
Attic has pulling away, so Stig has an open pit box. He's going to give him just a bit of a delay, but he's going to grab. Rashi has retired from the race. Oh no, he's crashed into the pit lane entrance. Right on board with Umpy Quick.
Well, I guess that solves the
tire
stack dilemma.
Safety car, ladies and gentlemen. Safety car is out. Carlos has done you.
Well, that's really going to change up the pace because now they're all on the dries. The pack's going to be reformed. What?
That will allow Robbie and possibly get back up onto the lead lap.
Hold on.
It's also going to allow
Bumpy
to catch up to everyone and hopefully overtake everyone and get podium.
on for the new two-stop or the soft. Else is going hard, where everybody else has gone for now. The soft asking themselves this half-track, 40% Singapore drive. What's gonna?
Yeah. Interesting you said that, because Attic has gone for the soft, and Stig, the other Alpha driver, has gone for the mediums.
But they might be doing a flip. They might do that for 7 laps and go to mediums to the end, and Stig might hold on to those for 15 and go to softs to the end. Same with
So definitely
Digar.
a double stop here.
Andrew. So again, it comes down to a one-stop where all these guys think the hards will last, which in 21 laps they can. It's just a hard track.
So let's see, Anton has yet to pick up the back of the safety car. He's pulling up now. Raisin should be doing the same soon. Drive-through penalty for dinner for speeding into the pit, or yeah, the safety car pit. Not the pit, the safety car.
Fingers crossed that Umpy can get to.
And he can't take it because the safety car's out now. Oh, he has to wait until it's racing again.
It is getting interesting. I'm trying to comprehend everything that's going on. So Antoine is behind the safety car now. Raisin's right there behind him, still maintaining the top 3. Antoine, Raisin, and Harrison all on the one-stop strategy on the hards. So the quickest that's going to be on this track right now is going to be the likes of Attic. Let's see what he can get himself stuck into. He is on the soft compound as well as his teammate doing a two-stop.
Yes, Umpy can kind of make a comeback at this point from the disconnection that has destroyed the race to the safety car to save it.
Safety car will save it.
Fingers crossed.
I'm going to tell you guys right now.
Fingers crossed, everything crossed.
The rain has separated these drivers just a bit, but come race time when it's dry, these guys are going to battle it out, and you guys are going to be in for a show watching these guys duke it out on track. The gaps have now been erased, and these guys are going to go back to racing at a completely full track. Hopefully the track is warm though, because being under a safety car just after the rain, the track might still be a little cold. So these guys on the hard compounds are going to have a bit of a possible struggle on their hands just for the first 2 or 3 laps until the track temperature.
All these guys will be swerving and leaving to warm up, and he'll just suck up all the heat behind him. It's probably not bad for a soft runner, honestly.
He's definitely going to have to make some gains right away if he wants to go through it. Andrew gets a 3-second for multiple warnings. So the safety car should come in at this lap. Where's Possum in all this? Who's that way down?
Robbie. Robbie's Possum's actually a lap back, so Possum's going to try to make their way through past the safety car. Because I think the game should not give them. I think he should be able to get right through everybody and keep going, but going.
Gosh. Be nice, Lewis.
I am very nice. Just, I have a slight issue with the speeds of a safety car.
Yeah, Phantom's like, oh boy, safety car. Yes, this is going to be interesting. Do we have any Kimi Räikkönens out of the safety car right now? Stern might be one. Yeah, he's just going straight along. So let's see, where is everybody?
Hey, you leave that strategy alone. I'm the one that does that. I like to save as much tire drag as I can.
I wonder if Possum needs an invite. Can one of you guys shoot Livid a invite? He is still ghosting. I think he might try to get back in. Not sure yet.
I think he's just ghosted because he's a lap down. I don't think it's because he's out.
Yeah, the way
I think actually
he's
he's
car.
supposed to overtake these guys, but they're not actually part of the rest of the pack. But He's
So when they
ghosted.
fix
He
one
should be able
thing,
to push right now.
Codemasters breaks another.
Well, yeah,
I wonder if he...
I kind of want to see what happens. We kind of have to have somebody that's lapped down and then have a safety car and say, let's see what happens if this person blows through everybody because they're ghosted and they're a lap down. Do they get penalties?
Safety
and
car.
they catch up? Because if so,
should be in this lap. I don't see any indication yet. Yep, all right, here we go, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, Antoine backs it up. Whoa, that was close contact between those guys. Easy on the brakes. Antoine really slowed the pack down, though, so here we go.
Oh, Pepsi.
Yeah, Pepsi gets a 5-second livid. Sphere Cookie, all severe collisions. Brother Goat. Antoine is back to racing. Raisin's back to racing. We got a yellow sector 1, 2, and 3. Yellow flag, I don't think it means much. Harrison's right there. Enzo's right there. Terminator's right there. And Dolshank's right there. Oh, this is...
They're all having a hard time. Addict's looking for an attack.
And Third Dinner is going to come in and serve his 5 for his pull-through penalty. Let's ride with Attic as he is on the soft compounds. He should have the pace over everybody. Once DRS is open, those tires should last about 5 to 7 or 8-ish laps. So he's really going to want to put the throttle down here. Whoa! What has happened to Enzo? I have no idea what's happened to Enzo. He's lost place between Shank and Terminator. Terminator's found himself out the P4.
Oh, Addict just touched Enzo.
Oh, that's a good hit. Oh, that's...
Yeah, we'll need a clip of that one.
Other drivers got caught up in that moves.
Yeah, definitely have to look at that afterwards. Let's see how Stig's doing. He is on the medium compound too, compared to the guys around him on the hards.
Oh, Sphere Cookie took a wing plate damage off of that collision because he had to stop, I think.
We're going to ride with Harrison. He's following 2 ahead of him, trying to keep the gap down between them so he can possibly have a run on him when DRS is inactivated.
I have a slight question.
So Seiko is saying that it was Dolshank who gave the first touch for Enzo to hit the wall. We'll have to take a look at that too. Hopefully Enzo's caught it. Terminator is catching now. Daigero gets through. Umpy's battling with Daigero. It's going to be interesting.
Sphere's holding on, even though his damage is just going to push through.
Terminator's now right there behind Harrison. DRS is yet to be open, I believe. Stig gets another 3-second time penalty. Stuart, I've had conversations with you about this.
GP2 counterpart
now. What's that?
We didn't have any penalties. Me or Cardinal.
So everybody's relatively close. The mid-pack right here with Stig running with Sphere Cookie, Goat's right there as well. Now Goat being in the McLaren.
Oh, Dolshank gets a 3-second.
That's gonna play dividends.
One of the top runners don't have penalties so bad.
Oh, looked like Harrison smacked the wall. Somebody smacked the wall. I wonder if it was Raisin. No, Antoine smacked the wall. He's missing an end plate.
Oh, dear.
Oh, no.
This.
I saw carbon fiber flying in the track when I was riding on with Harrison. So Antoine has hit the wall. It shouldn't mean too much, as when you're running in Singapore, you do have a lot of downforce in the car as it is. So it might not hinder him too much, but we'll see if Raisin can pull that gap down between
goes
them.
for a new wing. Going on to the hards, it looks like. Yes.
Third Dinner gets a 3-second time
Third
penalty
Dinner
for
a
multiple
place.
warnings. Lap 14 to 31. We're not even halfway through this race, guys. That's what I said. It's a long race. Goat is pulling in Attic as we speak. Wonder if those softs are already starting to go off for Attic. How Stig
No,
maintaining this.
they will be dead in another 2 laps, I think.
There's a 4-lap train.
Pepsi gets a 3-second penalty. I'm watching the delta between Attic and Dolshank, and it seems to be climbing just a bit, like 1/10 here, 1/10 there. There it goes, another 10th. I think those tires might not be the best, or Attic could be struggling here this evening. It's really close to the wall. Let's ride on board with Brother Goat, see if he can make a pass on the Alpha. These two guys lined up in the combined constructors championship, so it is all to play for. How about the gaps now? Raisin is pulling that gap down between himself and Anton. He does have DRS. This is going to get interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Neon, Rap, get ready. These guys know each
Stig's
other.
on the back of Spear Cookie, and Digero's on the back of Ulster Stig. They all got DRS.
Stig gonna go for a look on the inside. Oh, Spear Cookie's gonna give him a bit of a squeeze.
Pays the favor for earlier in the wet.
Side by side with Stig and Spear Cookie into that corner. A little bit of contact, but is fair. Is Spear Cookie gonna just give him a squeeze? Bit of contact again. That's allowed Daguerre to come into this play. And Umpy's right there as well. So, I mean, Stig's got to get around him. He's going to try to push on past. Whoa, Stig loses the end of the car pretty easily. But that was Stig to catch onto the back of the car. So Daguerre is also on the mediums. And Umpy's on the hards. So Umpy might favor from this one really, really well. Raisin has caught Antoine. The gap now just a little bit under half a second. Now just a little over a second, or half a second. Yeah, this is what I'm saying. These mid-pack, front-pack battles are just incredible. Harrison's doing really well. He's only 1.4 seconds off the two in the front.
Olshank is slow a lot, but it's very slow in the last 2 or 3 laps.
Right on board. Whoa. That was close. If you guys ride on board with Umpy, this is an intense battle for...
Raisin's got DRS. He's only back, so
we're going to ride on board with Umpy again as we go through this. DRS is going to be open. Is anybody going to make a move on Sphere Cookie? Is Daguerre going to be made a move on by Umpy? Umpy's going to go to the inside. Stig is going to go... Stig's gone for the outside move. He's going to have the line for the next corner. Side by side they go. It looks like Stig, just a bit of a squeeze. Umpy gets around Daguerre. Wow. That was a lot going on in 2 corners. So now Stig has gotten ahead of Sphere Cookie. He's going to want to push as hard as he can because Sphere Cookie is on the hards. How's Attic doing now? He's
Attic's lost
a 4
second this lap.
Yeah, I think he's going to probably pit for the mediums this lap or the next lap following. Goat has actually lost out to the back of Attic. Raisin still within half a second from Antoine. Exterminator gets a 3-second time penalty. Let's see if Raisin can get himself closer to Antoine here. DRS is open. Very close indeed, but not close enough to make a move. Harrison's still sticking there with a 1.43 second gap. Harrison's really doing the best to keep on with these guys. No DRS for him, but he's going to hang on.
Let's see if Raisin... Still hanging in there, though.
Look how close Raisin is now to the back of Anton.
The Haas is going to make a move down on the Renault.
Umpy with a move on Cookie as well.
Close.
Trying to find it. Can't find
bit
it.
Of a touch between
But he's going to make it.
Oh, Daguerre round the outside of Cookie.
Yeah. Daigoro finds his way through. Very good.
I think Cookie might have just backed out and said, you know what, I'm going to cool down for a second and have a go in a bit. Because that was a little too much. 2 laps with intense battling with these guys can make anybody a little uneasy. Especially around Singapore when there's not much room.
Thing is, I did a similar move like that on Friday, but it never got caught on stream. Because I get 0 airtime. Despite
Hey, he's missed my moves. He misses everybody. It happens. Way it goes. It's hard. There's lots of stuff going on. So
I usually catch as much as I can, ladies and gentlemen.
I know.
As Neon
well,
and Brad.
I've done
with
like
what you do.
4 races and you caught nothing of me. I probably had a qualifying about it. Just forget about me.
No, I don't forget about
We're
anybody.
here
I
trying
watch
to
the
tell
Deltas.
things
Attic
about
is
other
in the pits. Probably going to set the medium compound on as his teammate. Stig is going to pass
Cookie's in the
through
pits as
Umpy.
well. Does Cookie have front wing damage?
He must. So that's allowed Daigoro to go through. It's allowed Umpy to go through. Stig is still out there. Can he pull that gap down between him and Brother Goat? These guys on the hard compounds. Racing
Cookie's
now.
changing his front wing.
Now I'm curious to see when Daigoro and Robbie will have to go into the pit because they were still out first on the medium. So I wonder what their dead will be compared to everybody else that went in at the same lap at lap 9 for their medium.
Umpy is now right on the back of Stig as well as Daigoro's pulling that toe. This is going to get interesting. It's right on board with the top 2 as well. These guys are super close. Harrison's still in the wake of these guys. I don't know. This might be. That's what I'm saying. Harrison is really benefiting later on in this championship with a couple of incidences that unfortunately have been happening to Enzo. So it's only climbing him closer and closer as the season comes to a close. We'll have 7 rounds
I don't know.
after this race.
I would have to say that both Lucky and Harrison, both of the Mercedes drivers, show a lot of discipline in their driving and just waiting and poking when absolutely need to and knowing when they're going to take that lead. Because that's what happened to Lucky in GP2. He had to fight for it, and he just waited and picked his opportunity right. And it looks like Harrison's trying to do the same.
I mean, Harrison's done really well. He's opened up a 2.3 second gap to himself and Terminator. He's still consecutively within 1 to 2 seconds behind these 2 leaders. So if one of those guys, or both of them, even picked up a 3-second time penalty, this could be Harrison's. As long as he stays disciplined.
Warnings. That's the only difference I checked last.
Awesome, he's got
Umpy making
himself.
a move around the outside of Stig.
Side by side, they touch just a bit.
Ooh.
No damage
he's
from either
got
car
it.
though, so that's fair. Daigoro's right there in the wake. Good catch, Neon. See, that's why I need co-coms sometimes, because I don't necessarily. I get so fixed on these guys like riding right behind each other. These guys are really competitive, but they do it so well.
Get fixed on anything that's not a Red Bull.
So Umpy is having a good recovery race. He's got himself back up to P7 after the disconnect. Cookie has gotten himself around. Andrew locks
Andrew
up.
goes.
And Andrew, there's contact made. There's a lot of carbon fiber flying. So that will have to be looked at. I'm not sure what happened. Yeah, Andrew's missing pretty much his entire front wing. He's going to have a long lap to get around.
He hit a wall and he was spinning into that end. Like, it wasn't I'm going to straight lock it up. No, he was spinning at the end of that. That was not good. I don't know if that was contact or what happened there.
Cookie and Robbie now battling it out. Let's see if Robbie's been having a really good GP1 career season this year. He's one of those quiet drivers that picks up after. Dolshank has made a move for Terminator. What has happened to Stern?
I think he's just having a hard time on those tires with the DEG. Dolshank's been slowly gaining on him, and he's just gotten to the DRS. That was
Raisin and Antoine now.
Oh, no wing damage. so far.
Yeah, the hards, they have this weird lifespan where they take probably 3 to 4 laps to really turn on. And then they'll turn on for about, I would say, 6 to 8 laps, and then they'll fall off. But they'll come back to life after a couple more laps.
Hey, there's some
It is a
tracks where
weird-
I don't mind the hards. Here, they just don't feel nice. At any given point, they don't feel nice.
It's the same with Bahrain. Like, I can't come to grips with the hards at Bahrain. They feel so terrible. We have a Sector 3 yellow. Who is that for? Trying to look at the mini-map. Don't see anybody that's stationary.
Andrew, I think that's by the
Safety car. So,
that's in the pit
11
again.
laps left.
Antoine
Harrison's
and
pulling in the
Racing
pits.
both diving into the pits. Oh, it's Andrew
Right in the
into
same-
pit lane.
Yeah,
Well,
right
Shank
where
pulls in.
Ashley took it. 2 of them. 2 for 2.
Who crashed it? Was that Andrew? That was Andrew.
Yeah.
I thought that was Harrison for a second. I was going to be
Don't
like, oh
get
no.
a 5-second for colliding with Terminator right before the pit. Oh no.
And I will say, once the safety car is out, penalties seem to be increased heavily. So like I said, Harrison, keeping it clean, might have a shot here. Raisin gets out ahead of Antoine, because Antoine
Question.
definitely was-
Attic is on the softs. Now he's on the mediums before everybody else. Everybody else is pitting, and look what's happening. That's a lot of positions.
Can he get around the Red Bull stern? No, it doesn't look like it. He had to go there, but he thought better of it.
He's just gonna have to take care of those tires. That's all.
Yeah, he's going to be out there longer. He's got 10 more laps left. Relatively, probably about 8 laps to push these tires, so it's going to be tough for Attic, I think. A lot of the guys behind him are on brand new mediums. So, like you guys had a 5-lap shootout, these guys are going to basically have about an 8-lap shootout of the Singapore Grand Prix. Anything can happen, and always happens. Let's get into this. Guys, I'm going to drop little predictions as we have just about 8 laps to go at this race. What are you guys going to give me for the podium? Who's going to get it?
Well, I'm currently looking at penalties right now to see what is going on the board, and it's varying, but between Harrison, Raisin, and Anthony, our previous 1, 2, 3, not one of them has a penalty, but they do have some warnings between the group of them. Terminator's got quite a few penalties, but also still up there. And Addict's only got 2 warnings themselves, so he can still turn this around as well.
How about Brother Goat? The single McLaren this evening.
Poor Brother Go. Let's see. We've got 1 penalty and a few warnings. Looks like he's on his way to another penalty if he has another warning. Yeah, and Diggs had an issue with some of the corners. Daguerre's kept it pretty clean. Looks like he's had 3 warnings. And Humpy is still clean as a whistle at the back with no warnings at all. Out of the
Well,
top
his car
10,
has hydraulics and is bumping.
That's okay.
Third dinner I know has
base.
had a little bit of. So let's see if everybody can maintain the speed. How about Enzo? How's he doing this evening?
Oh, and I know he's been pushed around a little bit out there. I think he should talk to people about bullying, but let's see. Looks like he's had it pretty clean. No warning so far, so Robbie's had
Right, so
a bit cleaner second half after the wet went away, but so far it's not great.
and there goes Daguerre. A 5-second for exceeding track limits.
Yeah, on a safety car, it's rough.
It's automatic 5. I've seen 10 seconds too dished out last week.
Keeps flipping that.
The game
yeah.
is getting stricter, that's for sure. Everybody wanted the safety car to be fixed. Well,
No,
it's here,
Shane.
ladies
Don't
and
be
gentlemen.
brake checking
And
now. That's not.
That's a GP2 only thing. Brake checking.
Yeah. This Dolshank's got to be careful in front of Harrison. shouldn't be doing that with the rest of the pack behind him like that. It causes issues for everybody else that has to now lock up. We've seen this on the highway. We know how it happens. We know how this works. It causes accidents. Let's not do
Stern got
that.
really close to Harrison. I think it was a chain reaction because I saw Raisin do it and then Antoine reacted. I think that's why Dolshank did it. Whoa, like, there you go. Sturm almost runs back into the back of Harrison. Like, you guys don't break this car is going to be out. The safety car is going to be out for a little bit. You don't need to bunch up just yet.
No, it's coming in this lap.
I know, I'm saying you got a couple more corners. A couple more corners to navigate. You don't need to bunch up. Once you start going through the tunnel, where is Raisin? This is right around the time, I would say, as soon as you come out of the turn of the tunnel or overpass as you would, that's when you kind of want to start to bunch up, as Raisin's really taking his time. He's holding people, not as much as Antoine, but he is holding. Harrison is, oh no. Can somebody throw Harrison an invite quickly? That is going to hurt so bad. He's ghosting underneath the safety car. He's lost so many positions. He's down to P6 as Raisin gets us back under green flag racing here at the Singapore Grand Prix. Sector, I think that's just a glitch, as Antoine's right there, Dolshank's right there, Exterminator's right there. Attic has found himself up to P5 after that. He is going to be, I think, investigated by the stewards from a collision with Enzo. Their dinner's just not having a good evening this evening. The brother goes right there as well. How about Stig? Stig is battling Daguerre. Come on, Harrison, get back in that car.
Antoine going down the inside of Raisin. Raisin hanging it down the outside.
Oh, 3 wide in this corner. It's not going to work, ladies and gentlemen. Oh, jeez. I don't know how they got through that corner. Raisin's really battling now. Exterminator's going to pull it. Exterminator's going to get up through.
And Pepsi, you're having a good run in that too.
Exterminator's found himself in the P2.
Oh, Raisin
is
getting pushed by
Dolshank. Touch.
Oh,
there's Raisin really hard on the wall. Addict's right there.
Raisin has something damage.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Very unfortunate from battling
Exterminator going down the inside of Antoine. And they've just pinged side pods.
Oh no, and he's carbon fiber flying.
He's getting a bit
damage too.
Getting a bit feisty.
Arm's got damage.
Oh man.
All that matters is that the Red Bull's in the lead.
Yes, but you always want a nice and good.
I just can't tell like what's going on. Look at Umpy making a move on Daguerre side by side in turn 1. Daguerre takes it a bit wide, gets a 3-second time penalty for that. I think that might be able to be looked at because I think Umpy had the inside line. Daguerre had nowhere else to go. We'll have to take a look afterwards. Enzo has found himself up to P13. Robbie's sitting back there. Harrison, come on, Harrison, get back in. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to do something quick.
I've already tried to invite him. Already throw him an invite.
He is in the lobby.
Okay.
All right, let's get back to the action. Dolshank is following. Antoine, Exterminator's right there. Raisin, unfortunately, with a bit of contact that will have to be looked at.
Your cookie gets a 3-second. That's going to be rough considering the safety car right at the end. That 3 seconds could be detrimental.
Penalties are going to come into play again this evening. That ghost car.
The safety car is so close to the end.
That's not ghost car. It's definitely Livid, but man, he's right there in the pack. It's probably confusing a couple of these guys up top. Act is really pushing. He's got to push as hard as he can. Brother Goat's not too far behind. Exterminator right on the back of Dolshank. Can he get himself up closer? Raisin's right there without an end plate, unfortunately. Antoine sets the quickest lap of the race. The 137.8. I have a feeling those times are going to drop even faster in the last couple of laps. The cars are going to lighten
going
up.
down the inside of Daigoro at turn 1. They make contact again.
Side again. It's a bit of a touch. Side by side, their wheels are locked. Oh, these guys are getting a bit touchy.
Carlos is not going to be happy.
Carlos, you
with
might
this
have an awkward
if he's
conversation
taking
with
each other
this
out.
race. Here goes Umpy, has DRS. He's going right on Daigaro's gearbox. Daigaro squeezing the inside. Is Umpy going to go for it? No, he backs out of it. Oof. Third dinner's all the while loving this. And Sphere Cookie's right there as well. Sphere Cookie's working on Daigaro, or not Daigaro, third dinner. Hey. Hey. It gets feisty, I'm telling you guys. Attic gets a 3-second for multiple warnings. Oh, that's going to hurt him.
I wonder how sweaty Carlos is at this moment in time.
Yeah, Goat, or Phantom, I think Goat is going to have a really good finish if he keeps it relatively clean. A couple of the guys ahead of him do have a time penalty. And I believe Attic will be looked at, and stewards afterwards will be interested to see the clips. I didn't catch it on stream, but got the tail end of it.
Nearly spinning his stick. Made contact.
We're going to ride with these guys because these guys seem to be going at it like crazy. And Stig's right ahead of them. We're going to cross the line and have just about 5 laps remaining in this race.
Oh, Stig's lost it.
Oh no, Stig has lost it. Exterminated 3-second time penalty. Back to Daigaro and Umpy's battle here.
Looks like Stig just lost the back end through the second to last corner. Is that the second to last corner? Or does it cost us 2 corners or one?
What's that?
The pit lane entry.
Umpy has another look. Is he going to think about it? No, he's going to tuck it in behind Daigaro. Ooh, Sphere Cookie got out of shape there, and now Peps is right behind him as Enzo is collecting these guys too. There's just battles everywhere. Exterminator's right behind Dulshank as Raisins collected them. Attic is right there in the wake. I don't know if Attic's going to be able to hang on to those tires if he's going to push that hard. Third dinner gets another 3-second time penalty. Yeah, I don't know. Stig gets a 3-second time penalty. It goes from bad to worse for also Stig this evening. Dulshank 3-second time penalty. These time penalties are rolling in quickly. Livy gets a 3-second time penalty. Guys, I have no idea where everybody's going to finish now from P3 down. As Antoine has set a 5.8-second gap now to Dulshank. He really wants this win after Clement beat him to the line in Brazil last week. Neon, you got to be pumped to see that Red Bull up front right now.
I'm more sweating it on whether Umpy and Daigaro are going to end up in a wall.
And you guys both have the same team manager, so that's going to be a little sweaty conversation. He says no sweaty. Harrison's back in the car. Let's find out. No, he's not. Let's jump and try.
Umpy going to go down the inside of Daigaro again. Slight lock up. No
tires
contact.
touching.
Oh, Daigaro squeezed Umpy against the wall.
Harrison's not even appearing online, and I just missed that action. Oh no.
That's a safety car.
So, Carlos, tell me how sweaty you are.
Oh, more bits and pieces coming off the cars ahead. Was that Addict? Nope. That was Stern. Anyhow, this really takes away from Antoine's lead. That's gonna suck.
I wonder if anybody's going to pit for a
Softs?
soft compound and
Oh
steal
boy,
that 2
the
points.
soft one. Let's do it. Let's see what these GP1 guys got on the softs. We get to see it all. We got to see their hards, we got to see their mediums, we got to see their inters. Now we get to see the soft run. Let's do it.
So just like you guys, but these guys are going to have like a 2-lap shootout towards the end. Carlos
Crazy.
And now, depending on the clip, I'm going to kill somebody.
How many paper towels do you need for their hands, Carl?
Brother Goat got a drive-through for speeding under the virtual safety car. Oh no, DRS is enabled. Here we go. 4 laps remain. Pepsi gets a 3-second time penalty. Couple laps remain. Let's see what happens. Exterminator is only 7/10 off of Dolshank's time. Attic is a second, 9/10 now. Goat is going to have to serve a drive-through, so Daigero is really going to benefit from this as well. I mean, Dinner does have a couple penalties this evening, but he might get himself back up there. Raising in P8. Did he die for a new lane? Not yet, no.
Oh, Enzo is touched the back of Pep.
Let's drop down. Enzo clipping Pepsi. I missed that, but we'll keep on board with these two. Everybody's going to be a bit punchy.
Oh, Enzo
Raises right there.
Slidey.
Lap 28 of 31. I think we've seen just about everything that can happen this evening. I think all we would have left would be if Dolshank and Antoine went at it the last lap and collected each other. But I think Antoine is really putting the throttle down. 6 seconds is now the gap between him and Dolshank. Exterminator is really catching the back of Dolshank now. Attic is right there.
Harrison still on no penalties. Oh no, he's not back.
Yeah, he's ghosting. I sent him 2 invites.
That's unfortunate.
Oh, Attic really got uncomfortable with the car there at the exit.
Goes for the pits.
Goat
Yellow
nearly
sector
squeezed
3.
Dinner into the pits as well as
Yeah.
Cookie going down the inside of Raised and touches the back of Dinner.
And Pepsi's getting involved.
Oh, jeez.
Oh, he takes it
Side by side.
Enzo.
Let's ride on board with Enzo.
Getting feisty in the midfield.
Oh, the Renault and the Racing Point touch side by side. They are both have DRS. So this Enzo, what is going to happen here? It's going to get spicy. Enzo's going to pull me back. Oh no! That was close. Enzo sneaks through somehow without any damage. That was close.
Bad damage to his wing and overheated his tires. He's into a wall.
Your Cookie's now dropped. I think he's slid out. Oh man, this is getting insane. Brother Goat gets a 3-second time penalty now. It's gone bad to worse for him as well this evening. Harrison is ghosting. Unfortunate for him, Livid has had a race to forget. Antoine is holding onto the lead. And Exterminator now has Dolshank. He's gotten Dolshank. Dolshank is right behind him. Attic is right there as well. What is going to happen at the end of this race? We have 3 laps, actually 2.5 laps left. So, are you guys enjoying this race?
Yes.
Oh, Attic hit the wall hard and chipped off a bit of his end plate. He's going to have to go 2 laps without an end plate while he has Daigero right there in the wake. Okay. Yeah. Carlos, I think you are going to be the one that gets to take care of the GP1 clips this week because I've elected to do the GP2 clips. So, driving standards this evening have gotten to an all-new level. That is a comment from Marcus.
It happens.
It's Singapore. Everything that happens will happen. We have 1 city track left, and that is Monaco, which is going to be monumental as well. Raisin now working on 3rd dinner. He's going to think about it. No, he's in behind.
Is in the pits. 4 stops. Same with Brudder.
Neglecting a end plate, Attic has caught back up to Dolshank. The gap is 3/10 as Antoine has just put the throttle down. He is, I think, gone. Controlling this race right now. 9 seconds separates him between him and Exterminator. Dolshank is 1 second now behind Exterminator as Attic is really trying to pull in Dolshank. Can he get this move done without an end plate? Daigero's there. It's going to be interesting to see on the track penalties, maybe the Stewart penalties, what plays out.
Harrison might still take this. Even from
Bad Racing gets a 3. Attic gets a
another
3 second another. So I think that's going to put him down the order just a bit. He's really struggling. Last lap of this Singapore Grand Prix at the Marina Bay Circuit. Antoine is leading now with almost 11-second gap. He's put on 2 seconds to Sturminator in the last half lap alone. Is Sturm missing an end plate? He is. That might be why.
Sturm's missing an end plate. Dolshank's missing an end plate. Attic's missing an end plate.
Is Daiguerre missing anything? He might be able to capitalize on this last lap. No, he's not missing, so he's completely healthy.
Raisin's missing an end
See.
plate.
Enzo, Raisin are there working. Third Dinner's right behind in the wake. All these guys battling between. Looks like Robbie's working on Pepsi. Estig is right there. Where is Antoine in this? He's rounding into the sector 2. So just under half a lap to go remaining for him to pick up the win this evening. Let's ride with these guys intact. Addict right there. Daiguerre's trying to look for a move. Will he stick? Antoine gets a 3-second time penalty. I don't think that's going to harm him one bit. He's 12.5 seconds up the road. Let's jump on board with Antoine. Where's he at? Coming across the last couple corners now. He's going to leave the car in celebration and pick up the Singapore Grand Prix win this evening. Exterminator. Oh, looks like Sphere Cookie's made a move now. Where are these guys going to finish on track with time pens? Your Robbie gets a 3-second time penalty. Here comes Terminator. I'm not even going to read it.
Oh no, Pepsi takes the wall.
Whoa! Attic gets P2, Daiguerre P3, Dolshank P4, Sturm P5, Raisin goes P3. It looks like. My goodness, ladies and gentlemen, that is why I didn't read names. Enzo goes back to P3, so puts a hard stamp on the championship right now with unfortunate Harrison ghosting out of this race. Enzo kept a really clean. Robbie's going to let a couple people through. He's going to let Pepsi through. Couple battles now at the back. Brother Goat and Sphere Cookie are going to battle it out for the last remaining section. You guys can see those beautiful fireworks in the background. Oh, boy. So once these guys cross, Harrison, unfortunately, is still ghosting.
Oh, take some damage.
Cookie smacked. It was that Goat smacked the wall. There we go, crossing the line.
Unfortunately.
And that will do it for the Singapore Grand Prix GP1. 7 rounds now remain for these guys to capitalize on these points, but it'll be interesting to see what happens in the steward briefing over the week. The clips that come in, we'll find some. I'm sure. I'm definitely sure. Here we go. Antoine picks up the win as Attic, without being less penalties to his name, somehow sneaks up to P2. I think he'll be inquired by the stewards after the race. Might get his confirmation, maybe his comments on the contact between him and Enzo in this race. But there you go. Enzo picks up P3. Gonna run down the order now. And the rain has returned. That's funny. Antoine picks up the win for the Red Bull Racing Neon. You will be happy. P1, Attic P2, Enzo picks up P3, Daiguerre P4. Really solid job for the Haas team this evening. Probably extending that championship in the combined stronger. As Dolshank finishes P5, Raisin P6, Terminator P7, Dinner P8, Stig finishes P9. TR Pepsi is in P10, Robbie P11. Sphere Cookie finishes in P12, Brother Goat P13, and a Ghosting Harrison P14. We lose out Livid, we lose out Umpy, we lose out Andrew and Rashi from that race. Alright, let's get these guys into a party. If you two could do me a favor, invite Antoine, Attic, and Enzo. I'm not sure if Enzo will make it though. Usually he forgoes the podium interviews because he does have to work early in the morning. Let's jump through, see if we have our guys in the Any party invites sent?
One has been sent.
Them out, yes.
And it looks like Lewis is not going to make it. He's already gone.
Yeah.
All right. So without Lewis, we will start with our P2 driver. I'm just going to give a shout out to both of you guys. Congratulations on the race. Congratulations getting yourself onto the podium. It is a long race. We pretty much saw everything that could happen in that race as well. But Addict, way to get yourself into P2 this evening. Let's talk through your race. I know you had a bit of contact. That's the interesting fact we wanted to touch on with you and Enzo a little bit earlier in the race and during the first dry stint after the rain. If you want to touch base on that, maybe run through the remaining part of your race. We saw you clipped off your end plate towards the third stint at the end, which probably gave you a little bit of a struggle towards the end. But yeah, overall, really solid job to get yourself into P2. Give us a go.
Well, I'm not quite sure what you mean about Enzo, but I'm sure there was some contact, if you say so. But I don't know. Whereabouts on the track was it?
I didn't catch it on stream. I think it might have been either between you or Dolshank. I don't know. Somebody rang it out. I think it was actually Dolshank. Neon or Wrath, can you guys... I think you guys caught it.
I
can. I don't know. The only contact I had that I really think, and I'll hold my hands up on this one. I missed my braking point into the, the tight left-hander at the end of the back straight. About halfway around the lap, and I hit the guy in front.
Sector 2. Yeah, I think that's what we're.
Yeah.
That was the half.
I don't know who. I couldn't tell you who it was.
But
In the
talk us through your
moment,
race.
yeah,
How did the rain go for you? I saw you struggling just a bit when it started to dry out.
Yeah, I don't do enough practice in the wet, and I use no traction, so I do struggle in the wet. But I refuse to turn medium traction on, so that's all. That's all me. Unlike some others, I
Medium
guess.
traction's
but,
the bomb.
Yeah, it is, but I don't want to do it. There's no skill in
But
that.
you got to run the medium traction for them good starts.
No, cheating.
Gee.
It's
no,
not
I'm gonna
cheating,
say
it's just
congratulations.
It's just a bit of launch control.
How
Yeah,
did
of
you
course it
feel in
is.
the third stint when you were on 3-lap old mediums when everybody dove in under the safety car for a brand new medium?
Yeah, I was feeling pretty shitty because I was trying to hang out the softs for a safety car, and then one didn't come. And I thought, well, I can't hang these tyres out anymore. I've got to go in. So I dove in the pits, put some mediums on, and then a couple of laps later, everyone else did the same. So I wasn't really that much disadvantaged. It was okay. Yeah, so I was quite happy to see everyone else diving in.
Yeah, the safety car definitely brings out a lot in the Singapore race. We saw it on Friday and we saw it tonight. Are you enjoying the safety car aspect of it?
Yes and no. Tonight it was good for me. It put everybody in the pits, and I don't know, it was all good. But generally, if I build up a 20-second lead on somebody, then I don't like it all taken away.
Yeah, I can imagine. But congratulations on P2 this evening. We're going to move on to Antoine, P1. You've done it again. You've really had one heck of a strong third stint towards the end of the race, putting, I think it was like 12 seconds on the guy behind you in a matter of, I think it was 3 or 4 laps after the virtual safety car. Antoine, solid job. Talk us through your race.
At the beginning, for the qualifying, it was pretty decent qualifying by myself. And then at the restart of the first safety car, 1 lap later, I just broke my front wing. That's why Raisin was right behind me, just before the second safety car. And then I just had to change my front wing at the box, and then I lost the lead from Raisin. And then it was a little bit chaotic at the restart. I passed Ryzen, and then I think two people just dive him like nowhere. So that was pretty strange. He was pretty angry about that. And then I just pull away from the guy behind. I don't know if he had damage or not. But the last stint was pretty good.
Yes, yeah, we can see there was definitely a lot of argy-bargy contact towards after the last safety car. There was the likes of Dolshank, Exterminator, and Raisin getting tangled up between each other, and it pretty much allowed you to kind of scoot off in the distance and grab that win. But I'm just gonna shoot out a congratulations to yourself and the Red Bull team. Neon here, one of your teammates, is really happy with your win. So I'm gonna open the floor. Raph and Neon, do you guys have any questions for Attic or Antoine?
Well, Addict's not here
No,
anymore. I don't know whether you noticed that.
Just for info, Enzo will not come in interviews because
Daguerreo's here.
Yeah, the bitch is here.
Sorry. Shut the fuck up.
Keep it clean,
yeah.
gentlemen.
Enzo will not come. He's pretty angry about what happened after just before the first safety car. So yeah, he will not come.
Since you're here, Daguerre, we'll get a little intake with you and Umpy, being in a team that is both managed by Carlos. So you guys gonna give him a lot of grief after the race because you guys were having one tooth and nail battle between each other.
Well, my race against MP has been totally fucked about his lag. Because I think it was impossible to race with him because when I had to defend, he just it was just in ghost. So I think twice I defend and I take an advertisement to avoid him because I don't know if he will be in ghost or not. So I have to leave track, and I took 3 seconds in the first corner.
I did see that. I think that will be removed because you didn't really have anywhere to go.
Yeah, and also my 5-second penalty. I took it. I think I was in AI to check something, and the bot just make me go out of the track, so I can't do anything. And, yeah, generally it was a chaotic race, like Antoine said. The 3 restarts were quite, I think, well, not well managed by some drivers. And, I heard Ryzen and Enzo. They were angry about Dolchink and Terminator with their drive, and I totally agree with them. We remember Dolchink and Antoine's case in Spain, I think. So yeah, it's not the first time we see aggressivity from them, and it's quite a shame. We have to manage the aggressivity for them.
Well, we'll get into that a little bit in the post race, but we'll leave it for that. I'm just gonna shoot out another congratulations. I'm gonna say Neon and Wrath, thank you so much for helping me in the commentating booth. For all the drivers that crossed the line this evening, solid race. I know it was a long one. I know it was a tough one. I know there was a lot of contact. It is Singapore, however, and that thing is usually the case when it comes to league. I've seen it in every bunch of league I've ever raced in, but until next week, we do have the Chinese Grand Prix lined up for Sunday next week, same time, same channel. If you guys want to tune in, it will be an amazing race. It will be a lot wider open track too, so hopefully we don't have the amount of contact you see tonight. But all in all, still a solid race. Singapore is behind us. heads down. We have China next week. We will catch you next week. And thank you so much for all the guys that tuned in, all the comments. Till then, we will catch you. We hope you guys all have a solid week. Thank you so much. This is SF1 signing out.